Hello and welcome back. My name is Lolly and we are going to work on our lap book. Now you will notice from the title of my series, it's Lapbooks Reimagined. Reimagined means this is not going to basically follow any set protocol for what a lap book is. There's hardly any real definition of what a lap book is. So it's pointless really to fuss over the minutia of what is a lap book. So I'm doing it how I want to. I hope you are okay with that. So this is what I have so far. I have my cover, and as I mentioned in a last one, I didn't leave enough of a gap between the chipboards here and here, like I did here. So it's not as floppy. Okay, so here's what we have. And what I'm going to be working on is two books that are going to come off of this spine right there. I've made a punch guide for that spine. And let's look at these books here. And again, I'm not 100% how I'm doing this, so I'm just making it up as I go along. I know I want mixed media paper in there. I have Canson. It is 9 by 12. I would love to use watercolor paper, but it would be so thick that it would be hard to work with. I already have several sheets of that torn out. And let's see, I have 8 of them. So if I put those into 2 stacks, like I said, it's 9 by 12. So 9 would, on my book here, I have 10-inch high. So 9 would be pretty good. But when I fold it in half, it's going to be 6, which isn't very deep. But that's okay, because I'm also going to use these on these file folders. We will have to cut those down to size. And then I just picked out some, these were probably something I purchased a stack of at Tuesday Morning back when we had it. And they are more text weight, and they are graph on one side and blank on the other. So those are 12-inch square. I have one of these, which was also part of a set from Tuesday Morning. And then I have various B papers, and I had ordered extras of these because I like this pattern so well. So you'll see I've got 3 of those. So cute. And this is Echo Park, called Be Happy. And this is also Echo Park Be Happy. Echo Park Be Happy. So we'll just throw some things together now. So I have these, and you'll notice that if I pull this old label up, it's going to tear. But if I heat it with my heat tool first, it will come off more easily. Just don't burn yourself. Remember that our paper, when we fold our papers over, they're going to be 6 inches wide. So what I could do is measure from here 12 inches, fold that in half. Yeah, I was practicing with ink blending. Fold it in half, and then I would have exactly 6 inches from here to here on the cover. But I don't want exactly. I want more like 6.5. So I might want to cut 13 inches. So I think I'll do 13 inches from here. Now, I don't usually bring my paper trimmer on camera because I figure why waste your time. On my trimmer, I have a 12, and then the end is 13. So if I put that, not the tab, but this right there, then that's going to give me what I need, hopefully. This will be great for pockets, and this we need to score. I need to score this at 6.5, put the flat edge here, 6.5. Perfect. And now what I need to do is, these are going to be 9 inches tall on the page, so I need to make this 9 as well. So I'll trim that. And I actually decided to go with 9.25, so it's just ever so slightly bigger than my papers. Now what I want to do is trim these other corners here. And I am going to use my crocodile at the 1/4 here. Now, this is what we have, and that will be one of our covers. So I have other file folders, and I will get those all cut down to size off camera. That's our last one. So these are the covers. So as you can see, I'm planning on having 4 of these. And if you really like the look of the notch here, you can always take this and you can trace it and then cut that notch out. Totally up to you, because you're going to reimagine this your way. Now, we do need to cover these, and I'm going to measure, now that I have these done, it should be 9 1/4. But what I'm doing is I'm actually looking to see how much I want my paper. I think I will do 9 by 6 1/4. 9 by 6 1/4. I'm going to write that down for this. However, it might be better to go 6, because that way I can get 2 in a 12-inch paper. That's not a real perfect measurement, but looks great. I think it's going to work just fine. And we can work on the tabs later. That's going to be great. So if I have 4 of these, I need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I need 8 of these. So that's what I can do. Okay, so now all we need to do is glue those down. I don't like switching back and forth between my tips on my Barely Art glue, so I like to put extra glue in this because it's got a wider tip on it. And you can certainly round these corners if you wish. I'm not going to. I want to make sure that I get that fold that's pre-creased in there, get that down pat. And here's where your ergo bone folder comes in handy. When you're burnishing like this, you need to get a flat surface onto your flat surface. Don't use a rounded bone folder for something like this. And you're going to want to leave your scoreboard. Oh, I love the feel of this already. You're going to want to leave your scoreboard out because you're going to have to score all your other papers that are going to go inside. Now, you'll also notice I have these, but this is where I could also put the graph paper. So, you know, I'm just kind of being flexible now. Okay. All of these. Such fun. Okay, have to think through this. So all of these, I'm going to score in the middle and fold them in half to fit into my signatures. So, as I said, these are 12. I'm double checking to make sure it's accurate, and I'm going to score at 6. I'm going to score them one at a time because they're so thick. I just want to make sure I get them done right. Now we have 2 stacks, and I need to start getting some of these cut up. Okay, I will score these off camera. Let's do 2 stacks of this because there's watercolor in each of these. So let's see if we can get 2 of these in one. Let's put this at the top. Probably if I were to do this again, I would make this one a little narrower so it's not sticking up. And that. Okay. Those are our signatures. Now you can see it's going to get pretty chunky. Okay, so I am looking at what I think of as an error or a goof for me. And that is, I was forgetting that when you stack a lot of papers, the inside ones end up, starting higher and higher and higher, making them really stick out. I don't care for this look. I've got several options here to fix this. One is I could just leave it alone, but I know this is going to bug me, this other file folder showing. Or I could remove the second file folder and use it somewhere else. Or I can remove it and I can recut it so it's the right size to fit where I want it, or I can take it out and put it right up in the middle against that one, like that. That looks a whole lot better for me. But, and I think I'm going to do that, but what I'm going to say to you is if you like it better interspersed between other papers, so it's further in and it's sticking out and you don't like it, all you have to do is trace, like you could trace one notch right there out of it, like from here to here. Just make it look like another file folder. Like use some of your scraps and just trace it like right like that to just cut a little notch there, and it will add dimension. I think I'm going to do one of each. So let's get our pencil and trace this one and cut that out. And I know we're going to go right up against the mat that I have on here. Keep in mind that it's going to go right up against your mat. And if you resize this that you've already made, you're also going to interfere with the mat. So that was my problem. I shouldn't have matted these so soon. Now let's see what we think of that. I mean, it's done, so it's too late to pull back, right? Okay, so let's put this in here. See, I like that because what it's giving me is several different layers here. I need to trim this up here. There, it's rounded. I like this because it looks intentional. I like that very much. I might do that to this one as well. Now, I usually would want to decorate these really well, but I think what I'm going to do is take it easy. Everyone's lap book is going to have a different purpose, and for me, I am thinking I don't want to get too carried away with the decorating because I want to I want to have a lot of pockets in mine, pockets and belly bands, because what I'm thinking is these, oh yeah, great. These are going to be, it's hard for me to put this into words, so I'm learning with you. I think of this as my inspiration book. This is why I have mixed media paper in here, so I can paint a picture, I can doodle. That's why I don't want to overly decorate these. I'm not using junk journal pages. I have room to journal. I have room to write a quote in there that really speaks to me. And also, I want many pockets to enable to put journaling cards in the pockets that I can also remove and update should my mood change. So now these, they're journaling cards. They will add beauty, but they're also just the right size for pockets. And remember all these really fun tabbed ends that we cut off from our file folders? They are going to be pockets as well. So there's several right now, and they are cut down into 6-inch wide. Now this one's a bit tall. I may have to cut that down. We'll see. So I'm just going to collect these and glue them in as I see fit. So now we have these. We're going to have to go ahead and adhere these into our book a little later. Now, one thing I thought about, and I am explaining everything in detail because I'm making this up as I go along and I want you to know my reasoning. My first thought was because I was thinking that I wanted this to be so flexible that I could just remove these notebooks and replace them. So that would mean make this into a TN with a less elastic bands to insert these. One of the things about the wider you have your spine here, the longer it is, then the more flexible it is and the more easily it will just bend when you have a lot of elastics tight in there. And I could have reinforced the spine to make it even sturdier, but I decided not to. I am going to sew these in and go from there. So I think what I'm going to do is do that next time in a separate video, but you could see how this is starting to come together. And this gives you an idea of how much room you have right there. And what I'm doing, you see, it looks really not full enough, but that's because we're going to do something here and we're going to do something here. And we've got to make sure we have the room. So thank you for creating with me. I hope this is fun. Let's continue to have this conversation down below about what are your expectations in a lap book.